Hi everybody, I'm Jack Milstead. I'm a realtor with the Adam Olson team. Today I'm here in Fort Worth, Texas at the famous Fort Worth Stockyards. I'm here with a man who needs no introduction. If you know professional rodeo, you know the name Ketch Weaver. Ketch, thank you for taking the time to meet with us today, sir.
You bet, Jack.
Ketch, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and a brief history of the Fort Worth Stockyards, please.
All right, so history of the stockyards, between 1866 1890, they trailed cattle through here, approximately 4 million head to Kansas. Well, there was a stop point then, basically, place to reload the wagons and rest and do a little gambling and all that. Well, they started the Fort Worth Stockyards and started shipping cattle here, and I don't know, 1897, I think, that's when they believe the Union Stockyards opened a railroad. So they had to drive them here, then they railroaded them the rest of the way. And millions and millions of cattle, hogs, and sheep have come through here. And they call it the Wall Street of the West, is what they call Fort Worth. But my family all marketed cattle here. My great-grandpa, my grandpa, and my dad have all marketed cattle here at one time. So it was pretty cool.
For those of you that don't know, this is also an American legend in the ranching business. Him and his family own and operate a several thousand-acre ranch in Northern Texas. Ketch, if you could tell us a little bit about the ranch.
Sure. We're a commercial cow-calf operation. Straighten out a few of our own yearlings, and it was established in 1874 by my great-great-grandfather, Henry Swink. And I'm the 5th generation to live and work on the ranch. From
the ranch to the rodeo pen, Ketch is also a very accomplished trick roper. Could you tell us a little bit about your trick roping?
Right. So going way back, we summered cattle in New Mexico and Colorado. And where we summered them cattle, we didn't have water or electricity. So being like any other kid, I just roped the dummy and played around with the rope all the time. That was my toy. Well, I got to where I could trick rope the roping dummy a little bit and just played with that rope all the time. Never dreamed it'd turn into a career. One summer, a friend of my grandpa's was starting Fort Worth herd. It's only daily cattle drive, and they had it right here every day at 11:30 and 4 o'clock. Well, they asked him to come help. Well, he was doing that, and that was 1999, and I was just a kid running up and down the street, and they needed a trick roper for the Wild West show here. And Hub Becker, the man that ran the Wild West show, he stopped me one day and said, "Hey, won't you come trick rope?" And I was like, "Oh, no, I'm not gonna do that." And my grandparents talked me into it and said, "That might be a life-changing deal. You need to just go try it. If you don't like it, you have to do it again." And I did that first 2 shows, and they paid me $150 for that day, and I thought, all right. And I've been trick roping here ever since. It's coming up 22 years, and I haven't stopped yet. So
we're actually sitting here today in the middle of the Cowtown Coliseum, which was a place where the world's first indoor rodeo took place. Ketch, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So the building was, the construction started in 1907. They completed it in 1909, I believe. And it is the home of the first indoor rodeo. It's also the first radio broadcast of rodeo, and the very first televised rodeo was all right here. And it's the only weekly rodeo in the world. And we have a rodeo Friday night and Saturday night, both of them starting at 7:30 each night.
Could you tell us a little bit about all the events and weekend activities that there are going on up here?
Sure. So the events in the rodeo, we have bull riding, calf roping, bronc riding, and there's 3 different bronc riding events. There's bareback riding, ranch bronc riding, and saddle bronc riding. And then we have team roping, and then barrel racing, and then we end it with a second section of bull riding.
All right, guys, one more time before we leave, I wanted you to see the backbone of the Weaver operation. Wherever you see one, you see the other. Whether it be the rodeo right here in Fort Worth, Texas at the Stockyards, or one off in the distance in Washington State. This is truly a family operation, and Mr. and Mrs. Weaver built it together from the ground up. We want to extend a special thanks and gratitude to Mr. and Mrs. Weaver for taking the time out of their day to meet with us today. And once again, I'm Jack Milstead with the Adam Olson team. For all your real estate needs, please keep us in mind and give us a chance to earn your business. If you get a free minute, come down here to the Fort Worth Stockyards, say hi to Ketch and Kayla, and spend a weekend with you and your family. It's been a privilege meeting with you today. Thank you for watching. God bless you and your family, and we'll see you down the road.